Welcome to Leaders Gotta Lead. Join our leaders and hosts Dan Gomer and Scott Harshman as they bring you powerful strategies and insights to help you lead with purpose, impact, and unstoppable success.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Leaders Gotta Lead podcast. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, and by the way, we've got an amazing guest today. We're going to have such a great conversation. This is going to be one that you're going to want to watch from beginning to end. I'll introduce Clint here in just a minute. But the whole reason that we do this podcast, the Leaders Gotta Lead podcast, is because we believe that everybody is leading in their life, just in everyday actions. You're leading the people that you interact with every single day. And we believe that the more people that are talking about leadership and sharing ideas on leadership, the better off the world is going to be. And so, we're having people like Clint and other leaders from our industry come on this show and just give their 2 cents. This is what I think it looks like to be a good leader. There's no one way to do it. So we're just sharing as many ideas as we can to get people to lead as best as they possibly can. And so today we've got Clint Jordan from Colorado Springs on the call today. And I just got to start off by saying, Clint, I've got so much respect for you and what you do. We've had the chance to get to know each other a little bit over the last few months, and man, you are everywhere. You're running this awesome program called Milestate, where you're getting real estate agents from all across the country to come in and help military veterans, get the support that they need when they're buying and selling houses and beyond. By the way, it's not just in the real estate side of things. You've got a gym down in Colorado Springs that you've now expanded. So you've also got dart bags down there, and the whole facility, I got to see it the other day. The whole facility is awesome. But, he's leveraging this space to bring people in, to connect with people in the military, to help serve them, to help and I'll let you talk more about it as we go through all of this, Clint, but what you're doing, you can just tell that you have a tremendous amount of passion for everything that you're doing, for the service that you are giving to military families and beyond. And so once again, I just have a tremendous amount of respect for you and what you're doing. And, we haven't even talked about your past in the military as a firefighter for the Air Force, and just on and on and on. You have a show with American Dream, and then you've started a whole nother segment within that program called Operation American Dream, which is specifically focused on military and bringing those stories to the forefront. And so, Clint, I just want to say thank you so much for being here today. I know you're going to throw some pretty amazing gems on everybody. So thank you for taking the time to be here with us.
No, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited to be on the show.
Did I hit everything? I mean, I feel like I kind of scratched the surface, but
no, I feel like you nailed all of it. When I hear people like throughout the day, you're kind of busy sometimes. You're like, man, that was a long day. But it's so and we'll probably talk about it at some point, but everything funnels into one of my whys, right? My pillars and my bucket. So you just hyper focus inside of those things. So you just get to the end of the day and you're like, man, that was a long day, and everything seems all lined up. And then you hear somebody like on these things where they're like, and then there's this, and you're this, and you're this, and you're like, I really do. Like, is that all? Is that what the whole day? That's why I'm tired sometimes at the end of the day. So no, I think you captured all of it.
You missed the world record holder for clean jerk and
what was national champ. So
and snatch, right?
2020 and 2021 national champ.
Yeah.
National champ. And how old were you, by the way, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you did that?
Like real age or like bar age? Like what we tell the girl, like actual age?
You don't have to answer.
50, I was 50. Heck, I was 50 years old, 49.
That's impressive. That's so impressive, man.
Yeah, 48 and 49, I believe.
I heard you mention your why. Everything that you do falls in a pillar. And usually we start with the question, what do you think a good leader is? But I'd like to start with this question. What's your why? You said everything falls, all your pillars fall into some why. What is that for you?
Yeah, there's actually I think we all have more than one. I know we're taught like find your why growing up, right? And then everybody's like family.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that's your why, like that should be like that's not it. That's like a foundation, right? Like
Right.
Families, that's not like, then what are your true whys? Like, why do you do? So for us, it's the veteran community, or for me personally, and then health and fitness, right? And then family is the main foundation of that. But like those are our pillars. So everything we decide to do has to fall into one of those two things. Like, does it help our veterans? Is it in the health and fitness space? And if the answer to that is yes, then I'm like, cool, man, we could probably fit it in somewhere. If it's not, right, then our time is very valuable and it's full. And if it's something totally different, so it's like, man, that's a great idea, dude. You'd be outstanding in the luxury space in real estate. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
I live in it. You know what I mean? I'm here in the Broadmoor. I live with I haven't listed one of their houses. I don't, they're friends, but like, I don't even tell them I'm a realtor. So like everything that we do falls into the bucket. And if it doesn't, it's got to be something super special, man, or like it's not making it on the calendar.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's great. And that's why I asked that question, because you obviously have a very strong why. Where does that come from? What is it about health and fitness and the military community that makes you so passionate?
Yeah. I mean, the military's easy. I spent 22 years in it. Right. And then I was a fireman inside of that for all of it for 22 years. So the health and fitness side, I mean, we did that as firemen, and like the number one cause of fireman death is cardiac arrest. So like you live through all that stuff. You're like, all right, but I wasn't the healthiest person. Like when I was in the military, a lot of drinking, a lot of not, you worked out a bunch, but like true like health and fitness and gut health, we talked about a little bit before we jumped on here, like
Hmm.
actual health. Like I'm 53 years old. I'd show you a picture right now and then a picture of me 10 years ago. Like I was health fit-ish, but like now, like every day you can process things. You're like, man, I could just change one thing about my morning, right? And then it affects my entire day. And I'm like, that's cool. So
Yeah.
once I retired and we started really working through stuff, like I said, the veteran pillar was super easy to fit into. I'm like, I didn't want to separate. The hardest thing for our veterans to do is to get out of the military because we're lost.
Mm.
Immediately, they're like, I don't know what to do. They grow a beard, and I'm not stereotyping or putting them all in a bucket, but I'll say we grow a beard, we get fat, and then we don't know what we're doing anymore because we don't have our bosses, we don't have our friends, we don't have the uniform, we don't have that same day to day everything, right? You're always told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. Then you get out, and you're like, where's my direction, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to lose that. That's why we built the gym.
Yeah.
The CrossFit gym was really for me and Lisa, my wife, one, to have a place that we would like to hang out at, but two, so I could hang out with my buddies. So I didn't lose that military, right? I didn't get fat. I didn't grow a beard. I didn't do any of that stuff. And then we just started pushing it to the military community. Like, hey, we've got a gym. So like we're 90 something percent veterans there now. So then
Yeah.
health and fitness side of things, like Jesus Christ, like that Ed Milet we were talking about, Scott, right? Like I watched him talk at a family reunion or something, and he started off by saying something like, I don't want this speech to be good. Like I want it to be life changing, right? I don't sit well. Like I'm here in about 4 minutes. You guys will see me start. Like I'm like I need to get up and lose focus. I sat there for an hour and a half, dude. I don't think I blinked.
Yeah.
Just listening to his power of one more speech. And it's
Yeah.
literally like we can do all the things. We could high five one more time. I could jump on another call with Dan. I can drive up and sit in his mastermind and learn from him. Like we can do all of those things. So the health side of that just became super important because he realized, all right, cool. If I eat one less chip, or if I do one more push up, or if I ice bath for one more minute, and then you just start seeing the benefits, man. So health and fitness became much more important than really anything else we do. And then recently you talked about that TV show, but American Dream TV and operation has become that third pillar. So we have the veteran community, military, health and fitness, and then American Dream TV, just because of the impact and the potential behind that. And again, then the family is the foundation. Like
Right.
it's not a lie for me
Well,
anyway.
I love that piece because I've always seen it that way too. I guess I haven't really put it into words like you said, is it's kind of like, yeah, family's a given, and everything's kind of built on top of that. And so to just kind of say, okay, yeah, that's the foundation. And then we find all these other whys, I think is amazing. So I do have a question for you though. You spent, 20, what'd you say, 20 something years in
21 years and 10 months.
yeah, 22 years, almost 23 years, serving in the military as a firefighter, you know, leveraging that experience versus somebody say like Ed Milet, right? there's going to be similarities in their leadership styles. There's going to be differences in their leadership styles. But after having all of those opportunities to be around so many leaders, you got all these people telling you what to do in the military, all this kind of stuff. Like, what does it mean to you to be a great leader?
Yeah, I think because I mean, we've obviously, and same in most organizations, the military is just more direct. Like that leader is kind of assigned, right?
Yeah.
You're like, here's your commander. You're like, awesome. Well, he or she sucks, right? And but you have to do it. In the real world, I don't know if that's totally true. Like,
what's sorry to interrupt, but like what about the opposite of that question? What makes them a bad leader, right? Maybe you've got somebody in your mind. You don't have to name them, but what is it about that was frustrating as somebody who was being forced to follow, right?
yeah, probably the same as if you ask what do I think makes a good leader, I think that the compassion side of things, the motivation side of things, I think leaders do things for the wrong reason. I think that is the distinct line between what makes a decent good leader and somebody who's not. There's people that can manage things and they can certainly make a, platoon march and do all those other things, but nobody cares to follow. They're just being forced to, right? That transformational leader, that good leader, that motivational person, the person that cares about Dan, that cares about Scott, knows your guys' family history. And we can still do all that in the military, right? I was the deputy fire chief and I deployed as the fire chief on my last assignment. There's 80 something people that you can either opt to know, you could dig in deep and take a walk with Scott and be like, bro, well, how's your family back home? Or you could say, hey, man, we've got to build this wall because so-and-so said so, let's get it done. And then write an award for it, right? And then present yourself with an award because you guys built this wall, right? So there's transactional, like, do it because I said so type of leaders that are in it for themselves, rewards and punishment type of thing. And then I think the transformational, which are the ones that most of us, I think, want to work for. It's hard to find true transformational leaders that understand that can have people follow them because of who they are.
Yeah.
What they say they're going to do and then what they do, not what we say we're going to do and then have other people do it.
So if I hear you correctly, you're talking about connection. You're talking about like finding a real connection with the people and trying, like, expressing that you are making
You're there for them, dude.
through your actions. You actually give a shit about them.
You're there for them. You're their leader. Like you're the leader, dude. Like,
yeah.
One of my old cop chiefs, one of the greatest humans I've ever met. His thing was leaders lead. Like that's all that he's like. That was his tagline: leaders lead, and they do. And I'd follow Chief Palmer to the end of the world, and that's all he did. He led from the front. Like he was the happiest dude. Certainly could get mad at things if he needed to. Understood everybody. He cried like that was the dude. He's almost a PGA Pro dude. He's up in Aurora now. Chief Palmer's the most amazing human in the world, and it's on his golf cart. And he retired when I did 17 or 18. And it just says leaders lead. Like lead people. If you're in that position, do that job. Yeah. Understand what it means to be a leader because it's huge.
Yeah. Well, I love that tagline.
Me too. It seems simple. First time I read it, I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's like, you know what I mean? It seems so simple. I was like, oh yeah, this guy's a whatever. Yeah. Oh no. He's the best leader of all of that's one amazing human. And that's all that
almost like our tagline, right? Leaders got to lead.
Yeah, like it's like stop. There's a rap song because I walk, so I'm walking. Like, yeah, no shit. Well, like that's that. Like leaders lead. Like you should, but the vast majority don't even understand what leading, like what it means. They don't take the time to do it. They're in a position, making a paycheck, and they know they have people below them.
They tell people what to do as opposed to lead.
Yeah, they manage and not lead, right? Like here's a checklist. Run it. I'm going to tell Dan and Scott, hey man, go make this happen. Instead of having Dan and Scott come to me and say, hey, bro, I think we could probably do something different here, man, and bump us up to the number one. And as a transformation, I'm like, let's go. Do that. Let me know when we're at 80, 90%, and then fill me in on how it's coming. And then let's push, and you two take all the glory for it. And then the team jumps up.
Yeah.
That's a transformational thing as opposed to the other where I just tell you guys, hey, man, go do this. You come back to me, tell me it's done. I tell you it's crap. I'll fix it. And then you guys quit and I hire on some new people and I'm still their leader, but not really leading,
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that you're talking about, and we talk about it on here, right? Because a lot of people don't feel like that they are a leader, which we don't believe that, right? Like we believe that you're leading somebody or you're leading yourself. And to hear some of the stuff that you have put together and to hear your transformation from the military to now, like walk us through how some of that looked like. When did you start looking at it and say, hey, I need to lead myself before I can really look at and lead other people? And when did that like really hit you of like, man, I really need to start leading myself? And
Yeah.
what did it look like?
No, it's an awesome question. So when I retired, like my daughter told me, I woke up one morning and I was in the country of Jordan as the fire chief. I woke up and it said, congratulations, you have orders to Guam. Right. I was an E1 in Guam, super great time, drinking beers, playing softball, showing up to work. However, as long as you were there, it was cool. Um, so I just remembered that. And I'm like, there's no way as an E8 or E9, I'm going back out there as the fire chief. And I was going through a divorce, and my daughter was 13, and I'm the biggest daddy's girl thing in the world. I'm like, I'm not ever in a million years leaving my daughter, right? My son. So I had just planned on doing 30 years, retire, go buy a fishing boat and just fish and live off my retirement and disability. Content, I would have changed the world in the Air Force. That's where my mind was. I was like, sweet, I can do great things. I can make rank fast to get to a position where I could influence a lot. And then the orders came in, and I'm like, like I can't take that. But I never had any plan B, right? So I called my daughter that night and told her I was retiring. She's like, Daddy, you're a crow now. You can fly. You got your wings. I think she meant eagle, whatever. I took it as like, holy smokes, this girl is the smartest thing in the planet. I do, right? I'm like, that was in November, December. Came back in January, got out in February, opened the gym, got my real estate license, picked up a third job. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Now we're rolling. It's on me, right? It's my pass or fail. It's Clint building now, right? Everything is it's me in the gym. It's me in real estate. It's me in figuring the rest of this world out that I didn't know nothing about for 20 something years. So I just went like, go take a step. If you really want to, you will. Like, that's my thing. Like, if you really wanted to, you would. I did. I wanted to. So I did it. It's not easy because we don't know what the heck we're doing, but we just got to keep going, right? And then after a few years into that, that's probably when I realized, holy smokes, man, I'm not like I wasn't in the right spot. We were doing things, and on paper, right? We had the business, we had the gym, we had all this other stuff, but like my relationship is crashing. I don't want to say it's drinking too, but it's drinking normal. Like all the things were just starting to pile up because I wasn't wasn't leading myself. I wasn't living the best life that I could. I was just working it. I'm like, sweet, man, we're doing things. And then I was like, man, this isn't it either. So I
So
went
what,
to, went to Mount Carmel, up to there at Mount Carmel Veteran Services Center here in town. Amazing spot. And went to their, behavioral health and sat down and started talking to those people to figure out, like life, like how do we do like all the things? Because they were just piling up on me. And I didn't have the capacity, I didn't have the training, I didn't have the knowledge to deal with it. And had I not gone there, all of it would have crumbled. So from that moment, I'm like, all right, dude, you can be better. And then the Milet thing happened right after that. And I'm like, holy crap, like, okay, now I can 100% lead by example. If you ask me what I'm doing at 4:30 in the morning, I'm in my ice bath every day. Right. If you ask me what I eat, I can tell you exactly what it is every single day. If you ask me when I drink, I'm like, not ever. Vacation, maybe. But like all of the things now, it's every single thing that I do to make sure that if somebody's watching that it's positive, right? That it is a good reflection of me, my family, and then my friends. So from that moment, about three or 4 years ago, is when I decided, hey man, you got to fix you, dude. Like figure you out first, what makes you tick, and then just every day be better because people will see that, right? And
yeah,
then be a gosh darn good human to everybody, and people will see that every step that you're taking is towards something different, right? You're bettering yourself every single day, and you're learning, and you're reading, and you're doing all these things to be a better leader. Essentially, like I said, everybody is. If you got kids, you're leading, dude. If you're either doing it right or wrong, they're watching you. You got
yeah,
friends, same shit. I don't care what sport you're playing, where you're at. If you're at church, like you're leading people, and they're watching every single day.
I love that. I mean,
Well,
that's exactly the way I look at it is like whether you try or not, you're leading. You're
100%.
setting an example. And so um that's by the way, I had no idea that you have transitions, maybe the wrong word, but like you really kind of like drew a line in the sand 3, 4 years ago. Really hasn't been that long. Do you feel that, there's one thing that Ed Milet says that the thing that we are most equipped to teach somebody else is the thing that we
Oh yeah.
basically got our butt kicked by, right? Like
Yeah.
our biggest challenge is our biggest strength in terms of being able to help somebody get through it. Is that one of your driving forces? When you made that transition and you were like, okay, this isn't working, you went to Mount Carmel, they were able to help you figured some stuff out. Is that one of the drivers to like, okay, well, if I can do this, then I'm going to help other people do this because I was this close to having it all crumble?
Yeah, no, 100%. And this year's focus, you guys, you named off all the things that we do and all the, the businesses and stuff. But like this year, I just finished up a peer coaching 40-hour class thing. So we're gonna move into that space, Dan, because you are the most qualified to do those things. Whether or not you have a degree or whether or not you ever coach or whether or not you ever, he's 100% right in that. Until you hear it, you're like, oh shoot, dude, I was that person. I am that veteran. Right. I did serve 22 years. I did walk out the gate. I did start businesses. I did fail. I did do all the wrong stuff. I did get a divorce. I did like all of those things. And then I did change. Right. And then I did start to understand stuff. And then we did rebuild and we did all those things. So this year, we're about to launch. It's basically coaching in the veteran and military space, but for all of it, not just real estate, but business and stuff, because we are we're very qualified. If you've done anything and been through anything, and then you're not there anymore, right? You worked your way through it and pass it. You learn from it. Then there's somebody that needs to hear what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, and I heard 3 forks in the road that you were dealt, right? Like you were dealt one with your daughter. That was the first one of like, do I go, do I not go? And then there was another fork, and then the final fork of like all of that. So, I mean, this is an educational podcast to help people learn and help lead themselves. So, like, if you could go back, what were some of the things that you now review today that you're like, holy shit, I saw that, right? Like, I saw that and I should have made that change before that first fork or that second fork or that third fork, right? Like, what are some of those things that you are thinking through, like going back to that and being like, man, I really wish I would have done this different here and started
Yeah.
leading myself better then?
No, it's simple. I should have got a divorce.
Hey guys, Dan Gomer here with the Leaders Gotta Lead podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you are enjoying the content, and if you are, I've got great news because there's more where that came from. Just click on the link in the show notes to discover new ways to plug into what we're doing, to find new content that we're putting out, and to discover how we might be able to work together to elevate your leadership game. Just click on the link in the show notes and let's take our leadership success to the next level.
A long time ago.
Break out of
100%.
a relationship.
Yeah, 100%. But we're told not to.
Yeah.
Right. It's in our vows, till death do us part. And then it's in society and it's in everything else, because then you're a failure and you're like, well, make it work, make it work, make it work. Well, I was getting towards like 20 something years in the military, and I'm like, and I was with my ex for 17 years, perfect person. Like, I'm not ever, if somehow she ever hears it or some nonsense or somebody knows, or like, but I was like, holy crap. Like for the longest time, I wasn't into that relationship really, but we stayed there. Right. We stayed in it because we're told to stay there. And I'm like, no, not anymore, period in life. Like we get one of these things. We get one life. I got hit with that fork. That fork was brutal, dude. That was 3 incredibly large decisions. A divorce, getting out of the military that I had zero desire to get. I've never a plan in it. I came home, dude, and I sat in transitions assistance, which is our TAPS thing. You're mandatory or mandated to sit in it. I was sitting there in a suit, like, because they make you wear a suit and tie so you can figure out what the civilian world is going to be like. So I did that day 1, day 2. I'm like, you guys can go pound sand. I'm wearing my shorts and a t-shirt. But I sat there and I'm like, man, like this is it. Like this is all of everything that I've ever done for 44 years of my life. To right now, I'm sitting at this desk and they're telling me, hey, you're going to be out of the military in 7 days. And by the way, you're not going to have a wife anymore, and you got to figure out this different way to live, with your daughter and your son, and the son's a different story because of how that panned out. But yeah, the simple answer to that is that I should have made a decision years back and then ease into that instead of having the situation make me make a decision. And the only thing, I didn't want to stay in Alabama until I was 70. I sat back towards the end of it and I'm like, there's so many things I want to do. So many things I know that I'm capable of doing. And if I'm in this relationship, it's just not going to happen. She's country. I'm not. We're going to end up in Alabama. I'm going to be a 500-pound drunk dude driving a tractor, pretending to be happy, fishing in some crappy lake, catching bass, dude. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. 100%. And it all just hit at the same time. I'm like, gosh, I got to get out of this. Yeah. Or else I'm in it for the rest of my life. And life is delicate as heck. Like, I want it to be the greatest. Like, and then that's the switch too, because I'm like, hey, if you're going to do this, dude, if you take all these forks, man, and you're gonna eat them like right now, then you better do all of it. Like change like everything, like fucking push, excuse my language, but change all of it and go with it, man. So that's what happened. Like I would have just I wish I wouldn't have let society and people and the fear of failing, which is all business leadership, like all that stuff. We're scared of what people are going to say or think about us. It's I don't even talk to any of those people that I was worried about. It's 10 years ago, however long it was ago. So just do it. I wish I would have done it sooner.
Well, and one thing that I'm hearing from you, and correct me if I'm wrong here, is that you were, all those things you were just mentioning, like that's a heavy load for anybody, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people would crumble there. They really would. But one thing that I heard you say was in the midst of all of that, for whatever reason, you went to Mount Carmel and you were talking to them, and there was something that happened there that helped re-energize you or reinvigorate you or whatever. And so what I heard was support.
Yeah.
And how might your journey have looked different? And by the way, the reason that I think this story is so powerful is because we're talking about leadership. We're talking about self-leadership. And self-leadership starts, in my opinion, with a desire to get better. And you're talking about, and I think a lot of leaders take that to mean I've got to do everything. I've got to get better. I've got to figure it out. I have to do it. And we go in. This is one of my problems, right? When in reality, it could be really beneficial to go out and ask for support and ask for help. Is that kind of how it was for you? Like, how might things have been different had you not seeked out that support?
Oh yeah, I 100% would be a drunk somewhere. I'd be at no relationship, no gym, no nothing. I'd be a raging alcoholic somewhere.
Yeah.
100% true. Yeah, 100%. And oddly enough, like I hated therapists. Like I hate that entire community of people because again, same as like a leader, same as there's just bad ones, man. These people get B's, C's, and D's in their classes, and then they want to sit me on a couch and try to pretend like they're smarter or understand and then you just hear their agenda in the way that they talk, and I'm like, oh shit, you're not here for me. Like you're not the right one, right? But that right one is out there. Like, and then I found the right one, and he's like, what are we doing here, man? And I'm like, I need to find out who the hell Clint is again. He's like, cool, because all the other stuff we've been talking about isn't your problem. And I'm like, what? That's what everybody's telling me it is. He's like, it's not. I'm like, all right, me and your buddies, I really dig you, man. Let's go, because that's all I wanted. I just wanted my man card back. I wanted to be a Clint, like I wanted to find who I was because I had lost it through all of the transition, the forks, all those things where you just try to hold everything together. We ultimately lose, right? Who we are as people. And had I not found that, the world would look a little bit different for sure in my space. We wouldn't be chatting. Yeah, it'd be different.
How does somebody find that? And Scott, that's my last question. I'll let you
keep going, man. I like it.
How does somebody find that?
Stacking questions.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a leader. I'm maybe military, but whatever. I'm watching this podcast and I'm like, yeah, that's good for you, Clint. Like you had somebody to go talk to. Like, awesome. I don't have anybody to talk to. I'm doing this all on my own, right? What advice might you have for somebody in that position to help them kind of get through that or go find that support?
Yeah, I would say ditch your victim personality. Like what you just said is 100% the victim mentality. Good for you, dude. You found somebody. You don't know my fucking story. You don't know how or when I found them. You don't know what I had to go through. But the fact that I did, like, you're gonna be like, hey, man, good for you, dude. I don't have anybody. Well, neither did I, man, but go find, they're there. If you're opting to not do the things, then that's on you. And the easiest thing is just quit being a victim. Understand that you need the help and you want to go get it. I want to lose weight. Sweet. Go to the gym.
Yep.
I want to get out of the rut that I'm in. Sweet. Go find a behavioral health person that you vibe with because there's one of them out there. Dump your old, like I said, I hated therapists, man. Like, you go through divorce and your kids have to go to them. And I'm like, man, this is just such a crappy community of people because you hear about all the bad things they do. There's brainwash. And now our kids are, I could go on about that forever, about, society and how we're changing. That's all the behavioral health therapy side of things. And I'm like, man, I don't ever want to be a part of that. Then I realized I needed it. And if I didn't get it, like I said, this wouldn't be happening. nothing about Clint would be what it is today. So the writing was out there, and so 100% always just dump your victim mentality. When you have that big negative, it's woe is me feeling, stop it. Stop it, fix it. They're out there. You know what I'm saying? Like there's one in Denver. I'll help you find one. Call me. If you're a veteran, for sure, man. If you're in the veteran space and you need help anywhere, Milestate's literally nationwide for that reason. So we have 170 something agents that I've vetted and interviewed, and you could call me today and be like, "Hey, bro, I've got a veteran person in Pensacola, Florida that has their car broke down, or that is struggling, man. They're on the beach, they need help," and I'm like, "Send me their info, dude. I got it." Like
That's
that's there
awesome.
for everybody in every community. We just choose not to go look for it. We choose to be a victim. We choose to drink more. We choose to close another door. We choose to say, "Hey, it wasn't there for me." It
And
was.
here's your opportunity. You're listening to this. Here's your opportunity. Here's somebody raising their hand saying, "Hey, you've got a support system right
100%.
here." So there's no more excuses. So I love that, man. Thank you.
There's a really good book too, that talks a lot through that called The Gap in the Gain. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah.
heard of it or read it. But
Yeah. Most people live in the, yeah, dude. They live in the
so many
gap.
people live in the gap. They don't look at the gain. And no matter the situation that you're in, I mean, the book talks about, hey, if you found out that your spouse is cheating on you and now you're getting a divorce, there's some gain to find in that. You
Yeah.
don't have to live in the gap.
It's that exact. Yeah. Yeah. The book is tremendous. And I don't know if you're a big Grant Cardone fan, but like his book 10X,
Yes.
anytime I feel like a big sissy or I feel like I'm like, man, everybody's after me, nothing's going my way, I read that book. I'm like, quit it, Clint. Like, quit being that way, dude. Because he literally, like in the book, there's a thing that says, well, he's talking about you take responsibility for all of the things that happen to you. And once you do that, nobody else one has power over you, right? And then you can affect change. Otherwise, everybody controls you, your day, your emotions, your environment. Like, screw that. So the one example he gives is like if you get rear-ended at a stoplight, take that as your like that's you, dude. Don't blame it on the person behind you. Get a better job. Hire a driver, right? Work from home. Like he starts going through these other things, like, and I'm like, God dang it, here I am driving myself when I should have a chauffeur. And that's all that in my head. I'm like, why am I driving myself? Like, why don't I get to the point where I'm not in that position, you know? And he said it's literally 2 seconds of a change of something in your life wouldn't have happened. So just take that as yours, figure out a better way to fix that. Like, you know, it's a gap in the game, dude. We could live
Yeah.
in the game with everything. The worst thing that could ever happen to you, there's something there
Well,
possible.
Something to find.
and one thing I think that's so powerful in what you're just talking about, you know, you look at the introduction that we gave you, you look at everything that you've accomplished just in the last, whatever, 6 years or whatever, is 4 or 5 years, whatever. Um, it's really easy to look at somebody from the outside like you and say, well, once again, like you've got it all figured out. You know, every day you just wake up and you do the same thing and you
Yeah.
feel the same way and you work just as hard and it's not that big of a deal. It's just part of who you are. And I'm not wired that way. And I think what you just said right there was that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you wake up and you have bad days. You wake up and you have, you know, the bad news comes, you know, and you've got to deal with all of these things. The difference is that you have a system and a set of standards or processes or whatever it is that you want to call that get you from point A to point B so that you can operate at a higher level. It's not magic.
It's not genetics.
What's that?
It's not genetics.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's so important for people to see that is that you struggle just like everybody else, but you're not a victim. You refuse to be a victim. You're going to find a way to get through it. And that's the magic part that everybody can do.
100%. My daughter's 20, and this is the one thing I beat her up about the most. And she's really good at it now, but like 2 days ago, like it's literally in my head, it was like that. It's always, why me? Why me? Because you're allowing it to be. Like, just flip it, like change it. It's not that difficult, pumpkin. And now she's at that point, like something really big will get to her. And I'm like, cool, because that still happens to me. I still let big things in when they shouldn't. And I sit back now and I'm like, why did that come through? Like, why did that hit me in that way? Like, why did I react? Why am I letting that affect me? Whereas before, you know, we just, oh my God, not another hit, not another. And then your days, you know, screwy. But yeah, you can, like, we can 100% assume responsibility for everything that happens in our day, in our life. Change all of it. Like you can do all those things. You just have to do them. People don't want to do the work. The period. Like,
Well, they say the happiest animal in the world is a goldfish. You know why?
oh.
They don't have any short-term memory.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah. So I do have one more quick question, then we'll do the final question for you. You know, you've got a Milestate, so I want to hit on Milestate real quick. We've talked about it a little bit, but you've basically created an entire network of real estate professionals who served in the military, who support, you know, they sell houses to military people and they support
Yeah.
military families and things like that. But you've got, like you said, 170 people nationwide. I'm just really curious, you know, all this stuff that we've talked about here today. It's one thing to lead yourself. It's another thing to lead a small group. It's another thing to lead a nationwide network of people and get everybody kind of moving in the same direction. You know, if somebody wants to go big like that, what advice might you have for them? Like what does it take? What's your focal point for leading a big group like that? How do you keep that all together?
Yeah. So it goes back to your why. Like if it ain't, man, it's not, none of it's easy. Like there's plenty of people see what I've done and, you know, like, hey, I'm going to just build my own thing. Like, go feel free, dude. Be on these for 5, 6 hours a day for 2 years, 500 Zoom calls. Like do that. Do all the marketing. Like stay up at night, answer all the calls. We literally, I didn't forget about it. It was on my calendar, but we do a mastermind every month for Milestate, right? I bring in my personal coach and we do coaching, mastermind stuff. And then to add more value, we've got a lot of really good agents in the group. So I'm like, hey, Dan's really good at leadership stuff. So Dan, you want to come in on that second Friday and just host a mastermind class for the group? Whoever wants to show 20, 30, 40 agents to learn some masterminds or some leadership stuff. You pick the topic with TikTok people, we got all this. So today I totally forgot. At 10 o'clock, we have our mastermind. It's on Assumables and stuff, hosted by one of our agents in San Diego. Right. And I'm like, oh shoot, I like triple booked. Me and Dean were supposed to be out filming at 9. And I'm like, well, there's no way I could do 9 and then you guys at 9:30 and then host a stupid thing at 10.
Yeah.
But if that's not like your why and your passion and like not just like I want, like everybody wants to do some things, like figure out we don't have unlimited capacity or time or energy. We don't have that. But if we have our whys very well defined, then I have almost unlimited time and energy for Milestate. Right. I have from 8 o'clock in the morning until Sunday at 9 if somebody wants to jump on a Zoom. If you text me and say, hey man, I've got a veteran that needs help. I got a friend that wants to join. Like I have all of that because it is one of my whys. Like otherwise it's just not gonna, you know, we're limited on time, space and capacity to do things. So
Yeah.
And if somebody from Anchorage, Alaska, or New York wants to join Milestate, like what would that look like? How do they get in touch with you? Is there openings for it? Like,
yeah,
so it sounds like it's something really cool. So
it's phenomenal, man. So we do a bunch of marketing. The goal of it is just to help obviously each agent in their market do more business. Then it's a closed exclusive referral network, and then we provide marketing coaching. Like we do all the other things inside of that. So we cap at each market so that it's not just some not special thing. But then go right to our website. It's just www.mil-estate.com. And then there's a contact me form. You can give my number out to whoever you guys ever need to as well. I answer my phone all day. And then, yeah, the goal is just to make sure that we have 1 to 3 agents in every single spot that a veteran would ever need help, right? We have a lot of the bigger markets covered. We have 3 agents here in the Springs, 2 in Denver. But all the other pockets, man, it's cool because like I said, our goal is to have Scott do more business. And then if Scott has some of that business as outbound referrals, well, then they send it into the network. Now these veterans get more business because we help you get more business. And then the clients are veterans. So it's just really us helping us help us. Right. So I can help you do business, send some referrals out to the network. Those veterans and military spouses get more deals. So they get to live a little bit different life and better life. And then all of our clients are, for the most part, military too. So we know that those guys and gals are taken care of.
So you have to be a veteran real estate agent to join, correct?
You have to be a veteran or military spouse.
Gotcha.
For Milestate. And then we just launched MRES, so the support network. what happened, I built this thing, right? And it's very important that the network is all veterans and military spouses. It always has been, and that's my everything. And as we're building it, like my daughter, right? An agent now, she's been for a year or so. Dad, I want to join Milestate. Sorry, Punkin, you can't. Dad, I want to join Milestate. I'm like, you can't. You can't. And I just keep telling the one person that I would want to help and support the most in my entire life that you can't be a part of this because we're veterans and military spouses. And I love that, right? I would never, ever change that because that's where I've spent the last 2 years every day on 500 Zooms doing this to build that network of 170 people. But to not also do something here for her and people like, maybe it's you, Scott, you're like, man, my family was in the military. My grandpa, I'm in 14 different nonprofits here in town. So we just launched a support network, very similar, but these people will, their marketing is going to be, I support veterans, right? This marketing, I am a veteran. I could show you how to PCS, and I support our veterans. I know our PCS processes. So the marketing verbiage is very different to where these guys and gals over here are like, hey, I am a veteran. Cool, because that's who I want to use as a veteran, right? But these people we could help them do a lot more business to help them service our clients at a different. So I say all that just to say that we just launched MRES. That's anybody who is in the veteran space, and we're just building that. So that's wide open. Like we only have 10 or so agents in it. So that'll be the same thing. We keep it exclusive per markets, but anybody that's heavy in the veteran world can join MRES.
And you just provide a support system for those agents to help them grow their businesses, to help them help and serve military families who are moving and get them to become professionals at what they do and serving that niche. But they just may have some affiliation with military, but they're not a spouse or
brother, sister, my daughter, like my mom served, my uncles were in. I like I said, I'm a part of Mount Carmel Veteran Service. I couldn't serve because I had asthma, like all of those people. And then the same is true. Like we can help them do more business. The marketing, the one thing that most people fail in is we just market too big.
Yeah.
Right. Like we don't know our whys and our like go to where you want to serve. Where are your people at?
Yeah.
Who do you want to be your client? Go there. Right. These agents for MRES work in that military space. So then we will just give them 3 days of marketing that says, hey, I'll do it for you. Like here, just post this, copy and paste it 3 times a week. And then your sphere, which is different than mine. So if it's me and you, Dan, the beauty of it is we're marketing to different people anyways. So if it's me and you and we're pushing the marketing and we're taking the coaching, well, we're going to push and market to totally different people in Denver anyway. So, so it benefits. It's like everybody wins. But yeah, that's ultimately what it is, man. It's a support network now. And then we build that up. And now we have 170 people who are doing referrals, and we get 200 people that are also sending referrals. Well, these people need these people too. Right now we have a very large network of people who can send and receive referrals to make sure that our military, because these non-veteran people work with veterans anyways. Like we can't kid ourselves and say, hey, only military people ever work with, military clients. That's not true. So why not help these people to be way better at servicing our military people?
So if somebody wants more info on this, what's the easiest way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, it's either just go to Milestate. So there's 2 websites. One is Milestate, one is Milestate support. Or if you guys just put my number out there, can I just say it or?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll put it in the notes for the show as well. But yeah, just rattle it off.
Hold on one second. It's my business one.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't ever say this one. I know it's a 719 number. 719-238-8163. That's the easiest way, man. Just text or call. Say, hey, man, I heard you on the podcast. I want to learn more. Like I said, I spend most of the days on Zooms, man, vetting people. And like, there's a couple of cool things about Milestate. One, we have 170 people in it, which screams there's something decent about that network, right? If 170 people, it's not free. Like there's no, like we're growing something special here. If 170 people over 2 years have stayed to say, oh, this is cool. And then I've been on just almost at 500 Zoom calls now. So 330 people I've told to go pound sand because like they're in it for, hey, how many leads am I getting? What's in it for me? And I'm like, nothing. Wrong group, dude. Like it's for all, like it's us, man. Like we could do better. We could help more people. So tell all those people no. But yeah, they can just reach out to that number. Love to jump on a call.
Sweet. Well, cool. Well, we'll wrap up with one final question. Now, we told you this question in advance. I feel like you've already kind of answered it.
I feel like he has too.
What's that?
I feel like he has too. So
yeah. So
then you guys ask the question and answer it for me. Let's see how well you've been listening.
Okay, well, so the question that we were going to ask you is if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice about being a leader, what would it be? We've kind of answered it. You know what? Actually, I don't think we have. I think we went back like, hey, what's one thing you might have done differently? But this is a different question.
Yeah.
If
I
you
think
could
I know
go
the
back in
answer.
time and give
Go
yourself,
ahead, Scott.
I think I know the answer.
What do you got, buddy?
Sure.
I think it's a two-part answer. I think first one is get toxic and get toxic relationships out of your life as fast as possible and find the right support system that will support your why.
Okay, you guys won't be able to read this, but when you asked me the question at the beginning, this is the coolest thing ever. So you asked me the question, and then I'm like, cool, let me just jot down a quick note so that I knew we were going to dig into it. So you won't be able to read what I wrote there, but because I write like chicken scratch, but at the stat, it says, don't buy into all the BS leaders that are out there, right? The toxicity of the people that are above us that we're forced to believe. Like it literally just says what you just said. Get rid of those people. You're there, man. Like trust yourself, but yeah, get rid of the toxic stuff in your life. Like as soon as it becomes known to you,
Yep.
get rid of it. And then don't allow it. Because if I could do that, if I don't have that in my life, then if I'm leading you guys, like it doesn't go to you. You never see that. Right? If I'm riddled with it, and if everything that I allow into my circle, into my body, my people is negative and toxicity and victim and all that other crap, how could I possibly come to work and then you guys be like, man, Clint's the greatest leader ever, man. That dude is so positive. So it's every day you guys would just feel that in me.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%. Scott, I love that. And that's exactly what I wrote down. I'm like, don't get rid of all that stuff, man. There's people. Yeah.
Nice job, Scott.
You nailed it, brother.
I mean, I had my listening ears on because I mean, there's so many nuggets in this that I mean, I think a lot of people could take from this one for sure. I mean, all of them, right? But this one, like, it's different. I don't know if it's connecting because of like CrossFit stuff and all that, but there was a lot of things that I took from this, and the biggest one is like the toxicity. Not like you said, not just with relationships always, but the crap that people put in their bodies.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, we're not even going to talk about alcohol or drugs or anything else. I mean, just the crap food that's out there that people just be like, oh, it tastes really good. Well, cool. Like, how does it make you feel after?
Yeah, when you look in the mirror, because it has such a negative effect, right? Not just like we feel terrible, but then we look in the mirror and we look back. Like if I don't see my abs, I'm like, right? I'm like, what? Hey, babe, what did we eat last night? I'm like, oh my God, I had Tokyo Joe's. Oh, I had those stupid pot stickers, right? Decent food. But yeah, because then it has such a negative compounding effect. Compounding anything is really good or really bad, right? Compounding interest, super great. Like I wish I would have invested in some really cool stuff when I was 12, but I didn't. But on that negative side, it's the same thing. If I eat that, if I drink, and then I make bad eating choices, and the next day I do stupid shit and I don't go work out again, then I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, man, you bum, right? And then mentally I've disposed myself for the rest of that day. And then like it's a 4-day event before you get back on track. Like that's all of that stuff, man. Act your people, tighten up your circle, right? Get rid of the toxic, all of those things. And I think the old Clint, I wish I would have trusted better, like true support systems and people because they're out there. And I didn't. My childhood was like, we fought a lot. Inglewood, California, a couple white kids in, Inglewood, Compton. My brother was like 6'2" and just a fighter. So like we grew up with walls, man, like straight up walls. And the military, you're like, I'm not taking those down. So older Clint, I wish we could have let some walls down a little bit. I probably 10 years ago would never even talk to Dan. He called me and said, hey man, we doing this, hosting this mastermind, or messaged me and said, hey, love to have you up here. I'm like, I don't really know the guy, but I think it's really awesome that he's reaching out to me, little old Clint down here in Colorado, to come join his little group. Not recruiting, not nothing, right? 10 years ago, I would have been like, no, this guy needs something, or he wants something, or he's not genuine, or he's not going to help me. And it just would have never, this relationship would have never happened. So yeah. Your support system for sure.
Yeah, right on. I love that, man. So just to kind of recap some of the stuff that we talked about here today, outside of what we just recapped, talked about transformational leadership over management and the value that comes with being transformational. Finding the support we just talked about. We talked about, kind of addressing those crossroads. When you get to those crossroads, making that decision and going with it, finding your support system, the victim mentality versus the like, well, I don't know what the antithesis to that would be, but not being a victim, being powerful, finding your own power, looking at this, when the world's stacked against you and you hear yourself saying, I'm the victim in some way, shape, or form, man, wake up and do something about it. Go find the help if that's what you need. And I think the other thing too is the feeling the struggle. Clint, like all of us, we all face challenges and everything. But just what the nuggets you shared about how to overcome those challenges and those struggles and become powerful and find those routines and systems so that you don't get stuck as the victim. You don't get stuck at that crossroads and you don't end up crumbling when life gets hard. We all struggle. And there's a way to push through it. So anything you'd add to that, Clint?
No, I think you guys killed it, man.
Yeah, well, you did too. I knew this was going to be a good one. As soon as Scott and I got on, right before you got on, I was like, this is going to be a good one today, Scott. I hope you're ready, man. This is gonna be good.
Dude, your toes. Clint's all over the place sometimes.
That's right. You're going to have to recap.
Yeah. No, I think you guys nailed it, man. And thank you guys for doing these podcasts too. Like, it's not talked about enough, I don't think, in normal spaces. Right. Most leadership, again, it's bad leadership, but most leadership things are done on stage somewhere, right? At a mastermind event where one person's talking to everybody. And I'm like, we are not hitting this leadership thing, right? One jackass on stage, call it a leadership conference and just have him tell us everything for an hour.
Yeah.
So this kind of stuff it's great, man. It's more real. It's actual, like I said, you guys live daily lives as well. You're dads and business people. And I think this kind of stuff needs to happen a whole lot more.
Right on. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being on here, Clint. We're going to drop your contact information in the show notes. So if you guys want to
let me show you guys my dog. Hold on. Let me show you my dog real fast. Come here.
Okay. All right.
It's her birthday today. Bonnie, come here. Come on. Oh. So this is Bonnie.
Love it.
Dude, that's hilarious. Got the crown on.
She's our little princess. That's so great. Funny. Yeah, it's her actual birthday today, so we're celebrating her dog and Valentine's Day.
Oh, right on, man. Right on.
Birthday to your dog.
Thanks, dude. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on here. And if you're watching this, we want to encourage you to reach out to us as well. We're looking for more people to talk about this stuff with. If this is resonating with you, if you want to connect with Milestate, go reach out to Clint. You want to talk more about leadership, reach out to us. We want to connect with more leaders and have more conversations like this. So thank you so much for checking out this episode of Leaders Gotta Lead. We will see you on the next one. Leaders out.
Leaders Gotta Lead.
Yeah, that's your closing, bud.
I know. Leaders Gotta Lead.
Leaders out.
Leaders out.
Are we off? Are we off air?
Yeah.